Mark Bollinger. I manage the analytics and data engineering teams at Lumosity, or Lumos Labs, whichever you prefer.
And I'm Bob Schaefer. My role is Senior Product Scientist, so I'm actually on the product team. My specific focus is developing product features that make use of this interesting cognitive behavioral data set that we've collected. How can we make features that bring value to Lumosity users? Lumos has this unparalleled cognitive behavioral data set. So we have now more than 4 billion gameplays. So these are people playing brain games that we've developed, this combination of cognitive scientists and game developers putting together these games. And so there's this rich data set. Obviously there's a ton of interesting cognitive data there. And the question is, how do we actually go through all that data, merge it with other data sets that we might have about how people are using Lumosity, how people are training, and then use that to drive product development. So the question is really, how do we make the best use of all of this data that we've collected to create product features that bring Lumosity users extra value and insight into their cognitive performance? Every level of the product is driven by data science in some form. So if you start at each individual game, each individual Lumosity game is adaptive. So it's based on these cognitive science principles designed to challenge a particular cognitive skill, but it's also adaptive. So it's always trying to track your skill level.
And we're also thinking about how do we test better? How do we, when we roll out features, is this working? We try to apply, we try to be data driven in everything. And so whether it's business or operations, it's the product itself, the fun qualities of the game as well. So it's pervasive, really. But a lot of the data science work that we did for a particular point in time tended to be static in a certain way. Bob mentioned that we did just regressions and then pulled out the coefficients and then plumped that into Ruby. That was one way that we sort of made our data products into real data products.
We actually use Domino in this case to let data scientists really build and deploy the model, productize the model, and so that gives more ownership over that, and it also allows better collaboration because now when they talk to data engineers, the conversation can be entirely focused on ingestion of data and what do we do after we've scored the data that comes in.
One of the nice things about Domino is you can version your data. We actually use it. We almost use it in a certain way. Like there are a few use cases. One is obviously the API that Bob was talking about. One is you can use your notebooks and sort of export your data with a notebook. We do use it sort of like a GitHub almost as well. We just store our project files with our data files, and that's just there and versioned.